sorry for the delay in start. I had to make sure I had enough power enough battery for the rest of for the whole class. So, thank you for joining. Welcome to the practice. As always, please practice according to your conditions and your abilities. Respect your limitations. Think of the practice as an offering, and imagine all beings are experiencing this through you. So, what you put out there is what we felt with by all beings. This is the key to practice with consciousness, with mindfulness, and with love to yourself. So, let's begin. Sit tall and straight, close the eyes, bring the attention within. Begin with the sound of both 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine becoming one with all beings. To that supreme divine consciousness that is within and all around. Om Namah Shivaya, I bow to you in May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering, and may we gradually attain the wisdom and the intellect to acquire that knowledge. And may we have no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Let's do the mantra for purification now to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it, do it with volume and conviction so it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within and all around. If you don't know it, just imagine you're chanting through the voice of the Guru, move your lips, you'll derive all the benefits of purification as though you're chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smurit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Suji. Again. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smurit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Suji. Last time in a single breath possible. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smurit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Let's do color breathing now, or sound breathing. Imagine you're being surrounded by a big sphere of colors. This is your aura, your protection against psychic attacks, which is ultimately just negative energy that's directed towards you, whether it's intentional or unintentional. So it's your force field against that negative energy. So when you concentrate on certain colors and certain areas that are within certain areas of the body, associated with certain areas of the body, you can also imagine you're bringing healing to that effect, to that area as well. So your concentration is like a magnet. It will attract all the prana, all the healing energy there. So let's start at the lower three chakras, at the root of the spine, the sacral area, and the navel region. Color that whole area with red. The sound is ah. We just allow the sound to ride the breath. Inhale. After each sound, once it disappears, just imagine that even though the sound has disappeared, the vibrations continue to do the work. Now we go up to the heart. The color is green. To bring emotional and spiritual and physical healing to the heart. The sound is U with higher pitch this time. Go now to the base of the throat. The color is blue. The sound is so. Remember that intentions are expressed through words, so ensure that the words are always coming from a place of compassion and love. Inhale. So. Go now to the space between the eyebrows and the center of the forebrow. This is also co-located with the pituitary gland. This one's for the sinuses. But if you concentrate on the pituitary gland, you stimulate that hub of the whole endocrine system. You bring healing and health to all the glands in the body. Sound is E. Color is another shade of blue, different from the one you pictured for the throat. Inhale. Stay in that same region, in the center of the forebrow, a little bit behind there, at the base of the brain. The color is indigo. The sound is sun, S-U-N. Concentrate on the latter part of the sound that produces vibrations, and imagine those vibrations strong enough to dislodge all the impurities from where they're residing in the body. To carry it out, eventually out of the body. When they go in the bloodstream, eventually they'll empty out. So take a deep breath in. The color's indigo again at the base of the brain and center the forebrow. Finally, the crown. Sound is Sum, S-U-M. The color is violet. Feel the whole top of the head, the brain, the top of the brain vibrating. This helps to bring about mental sharpness. Why that is important is that we want to have sharp mental powers so that we have the ability to discern what is true from what is not true, what is real from what is not real. Ultimately, we want to realize and understand our true nature. That which is infinite, immutable, unchangeable. The same as God's. Take a deep breath in now. Now, we'll begin the asana practice momentarily. But before we do, bring the attention to the spiritual heart in the center of the chest and right side of the physical heart, the residing place of God, or that divine power, whatever you believe in, tap into that. We'll do spiritual breathing in order to establish a deeper connection with the divine within. Bring the arms up, the palms slightly turned up. From the fingertips, inhale the best down through the arms, right into the spiritual heart. Bringing the best there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold all that you brought in the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, just the breath leaves. Everything that you pulled in stays within. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale down through the arms into the heart. The best. 3, 4. Feel yourself being flooded by all that goodness. 6, 7, 8. Holding it all as an offering in the heart, in the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale up through the arms again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale, attract everything you need down through the arms, a direct path to God who resides there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the heart. Hold the attention and the breath there. Exhale, up to the arms. Bring the arms down now. Remember, it is through the forms, all the beings, that God manifests in this universe. So revere and love each and every one, and through the practice we cultivate a deep reverence and love for all beings. So with that intention firmly set in our minds, let's begin. Come to standing. So warm up, just prepare for the practice. Move the joints vigorously, do it with enthusiasm. So actually, let me just adjust the camera for a moment. Okay, so now, starting off with swinging your body from side to side. Allow the arms to hit the body with heavy ropes. Try to see all the way around you. Really twist at the waist. And then go faster. And even faster. The movements come smaller. And finally, feel all the joints in the upper body shaking. Your head flying in all the directions. And then slow it down. Continue with just the wrists. Move the fingers very, very rapidly from side to side, from up and down. Like the wings of a hummingbird, the fingers disappear. They're going so fast. And then maybe side to side, like you're shaking water off your hands. Good. And now from here, the hands on the hips, circle the head. Try to get your ears to the shoulders, the chin to the chest, the back of the head to the top of the back. And then go in the opposite direction now. If it feels better for you to do semicircles, you can. Keep moving according to your abilities and condition. And now, right arm up, left hand down. Try to circle the arms in opposite directions. If that's too confusing, you can just swing your arms back and forth. But if you can, the right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Now left arm comes up, right hand comes down, and the left arm comes always in a downward motion. The right arm comes always in the upward directions. Good. Bring your arms up over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows. Bend to the left. Go to the right. Going from side to side. Let you just run bouts on each side. Come back to the center, release the arms. Next one is called Breath of Joy. You have to do this one with enthusiasm as well to make it live up to its name. Imagine you're throwing all the negativity out with the breath on the exhale. First two movements on an inhale looks like this. Okay, continue with me. Roll the belly against the thighs. One more. Stay down. Just allow the body just rest here for a moment to stop shaking and bouncing, and then roll your way back up. Good. Next one. Arms by sides of the body. Jumping jacks, or as Dharma calls them, calisthenics. Make sure your hands come together at the top, and the feet come together when you jump them back in. And then conclude. Arms out to the side. This is for the hips. If you need, you bring your left hand to a wall. Right leg swings back and forth. Try to get your knee to the shoulder, the toes to the back of the head. The other leg now. Watch your toes, flex your foot, bend your toes back. Feels the leg like a pendulum, swinging out of control. And conclude. Now the feet come together, arms by the sides of the body. Inhale, lift the arms and the heels at the same time. Come up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rise up again, push loose your toes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back down. Try not to allow the heels to come down heavily. 3, 4, 5, 6. Move in a way that doesn't agitate the mind, bring it to a state of restlessness. 3, 4, 5, 6, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Inhale, rise up. 2, 3. Engage the core and leg muscles. 4, 5, 6. Hold it there. Really push loose your toes. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower the chin back down on the chest in the gesture of humbleness. Stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Let go of all expectations. Let go of all attachments to the results. Do the practice because it must be done for the well-being of all. So now let's come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara. Hands to the heart. Imagine we're together, all together in physical space, moving like a school of fish, all together. Stay in a collective line of offering. Raise arms up from the head, arch back. Come forward, bend your knees, hands on a mat beside your feet. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Come into the high plank, lower the knees, and the seat goes back behind your heels. Glide between your arms, press your nose to the ground as you come forward. Take your shoulders back, extend the neck out of the shoulders so the head can move back more. Take the seat back, again, glide forward. Pull at the floor like you're trying to pull the floor towards you. This will propel the body forth more power and ease. The seat back, glide forward again. Bhujangasana. Shoulders back, chest forward, head back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat and then the heads come down, soften and line in the back. Then a right foot forward. If that's a difficult transition, you can lower the left knee down and use your right hand to push the foot forward. Feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right at standing, reach up and back back home, hands to the heart. Again, raise your arms up, stretch the whole front of the body. And then fold the body in half. Left foot back. Into the plank. Knees down again, the seat goes back. Glide forward. Blessed those can imitate the form physically. Imagine how that boundless range of motion of the serpent. Take the seats back. Twice blessed those can imitate the form mentally. Be regal and wise, fierce and fearless, like the serpent. One more time, take the seat back. 3 times blessed those can imitate the forms at all levels. Copy them physically, mentally, and spiritually. And to Adho Mukha Svanasana, lift the feet. Head comes down below the arms again. And then the left foot comes forward to the hands. Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs. Try to get your seat in line with your heels without detaching your body from the thighs. Come right up to standing. And then always back to Pranayama. Go up and back. Don't worry about the breath. Move the body in a way that allows the breath to remain steady and even. Right foot back. Just move the body, the breath will follow and deliver more power and ease. Knees, chest, forehead down. Come right through between your arms. Lift your hips and knees away from the ground possible. Upward facing dog. Bend the toes under. Stay here. Push the hips forward to your hands, the shoulders back. Look like a dog howling at the moon. Try not to make folds in the lower back or the back of the neck. Now push through the seat up, back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bounce here as well. Stay here. Hollow out the back body. Try to get your chest close to the ground, the forehead maybe on the ground as well. The forehead will probably come down more further than the chest. The belly comes toward the sides. Look like a dog stretching its back. Now the right foot comes forward to the hands. Uttanasana. Come up and back home. Be the witness, watch the body moving all by itself. Reach up and back. Fold forward. Hinge at the hips. Left foot goes back. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees, chest, forehead down. Come right through between your arms again. Upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And right again into upward facing dog. Roll over your toes, chest forward, the head goes back, nose up, and back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. If you can, one more time, round your back, tuck the tail, and then shoulders back, neck extends out of the shoulders, upward facing dog, and back the other way, downward facing dog. Sink again the heart towards the ground. Melt the heart in every sense, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And then the left foot forward to the hands. Feet together, Uttanasana. Close the gap between the body and the thighs. Come right up. And then back home. Reach up and back. And then go down. Uttanasana, gesture of humbleness. Right foot back. Every movement has, and posture has its particular consciousness. Tap into it. Knees, chest, forehead down, right into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg up, open up the hip, bend your knee. On the right leg, you might try to touch the floor to the ground to your left with your toe. Look underneath the right arm. Good. Now extend the leg again, look between your hands. Right foot forward to the hands. Drop down to the seat, looking up. And then feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right to standing, reach up and back. And Pranayama. Always come back to source of divine love and spiritual heart. Reach up and back. Fold forward. Left foot back. Into the high plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Right through. Connect and move it seamlessly like you're doing divine dance of devotion. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now raise the left leg up. Bend the knee on that left leg. And allow it to drop towards the right, like though you had weights attached to all the toes. Look underneath the left arm. Try not to make folds in the right side of the body, the waist. Good, now return, extend the left leg again. Big step forward, shoulders over fingertips, the foot lands down with sound. Adhyasana, and then Uttanasana. Adjust your humbleness here. Come all the way up. Open yourself up to divine grace. Surrendering to divine service, hands to the heart. Let's add on. Reach up and back. Somebody's come down, bend your knees, your belly on your thighs. Push your body into your legs. Try to get your seat in line with your heels. Uttanasana. Now the right foot goes back. Back knee down. Kapiyasana. Reach up. Try to get your arms to the side, maybe behind the ears. Still bending your arms at the elbows. Reach back, stretch. And then come back down into high plank. You can do the same entry into upward facing dog if you're stronger. Take your seat back, turn your fingers out, press against your toes, try to come through without touching your legs to the ground. Push the elbows into the sides of the body. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Be careful of your joints. Respect your limitations again. Raise the right leg up. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Reach up and back. Kapiyasana. Use your arms to pull towards the front by the hips. Drop your shoulders down. Lengthen from the toes all to your fingertips. Come forward, belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back, feet together, Uttanasana. Bow down to zone humbleness again. Reach up and back. And then back home, Pranayama. Keep on going. Keep on moving forward in every sense. Physically, mentally, spiritually. Push your body into your legs, your seat comes up, your head comes down, hands over your shoulders. Left foot goes back. Kapiyasana. Reach up, stretch. A beautiful curve like the crescent moon. Come back down into the high plank. Again, the entry of your choice into upward facing dog. You can also do chaturanga as well if you don't have one. If you're trying to go through without your legs touching the ground, push your elbows into the sides of the body. Then Adho Mukha Svanasana. Look like a dog, loyal to its master here in this pose. And then the left leg goes up, step the foot between the hands. Back knee down. Reach up and back, Kapiyasana. Stretch, lean away from the leg. And then come forward, belly on your side, swing your hands behind the back. Hold your breath as you bring the right foot in so that the foot doesn't land a big thump on the ground. Come right up to standing, reach up and back. And then always coming back to the source of divine love. Reach up and back. Fold forward, keep on thinking yourself that this is a divine offering. Do your best. Uttanasana. Good. Now from here, the right foot goes back. Back knee down. Reach up, drop your seat forward, stay here for a moment. Rock your shoulders back and forth. Drop your seat forward towards your front heel. See if you can get your arms back further. Good. If it's too much, you can take over the opposite elbows. Just allow the head to rest in your arms like you're lying at the beach. Open up the chest. Push the lower back up and in. Now from here, break the pose. Bring the hands down. Step back into high plank and enter your choice into upward facing dog. If you're taking your seats back and trying to come through this again without your legs touching the ground, pull the elbows to the sides of the body, turn your fingers out, press through the roots of your fingers and finger pads.
Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg up. Lift the right foot up higher, and then see if you can drop your left heel right down to the ground. If you can also touch your forehead to the ground. Now from here, look between your hands, shoulders over fingertips. Land the foot ever so softly between your hands, if you can. Reach up, drop your shoulders down, and pull back again. Again, take any modifications which can have you holding your opposite elbows, or even your hands on your knee. Push your lower back up and in. Try not to crunch your lower back. Stretch. Coming forward, belly on your thighs. Swing your head behind the back without touching the fingers to the ground if possible. And the left foot comes forward. Uttanasana. Bow down. You can hear a pulse as well. So you can get your forehead right against your shins. If you're flexible, your legs are straight, try to glue your whole front of the body against your legs. And come right up to standing, reach up and back. And then return home. Pranayama. Again, reach up and back, arch back, engage your buttocks and upper back to support you in this movement. Come down, bend your knees, your belly on your thighs. Join your hands over the back. Try to get your chest lower than your knees. Your shoulders are right beside your knees. Push your seat all the way up if you can. And then the left foot goes back. Back knee down. Kapiyasana. Pull the shoulders down so that again you can lengthen your neck, your head can go back. And work the shoulders again. Keep your arms straight. Think of a crescent moon shape. They have no kinks or any discontinuities along that curve from point to point. See the form in your mind. Try to realize it with your body. And then break the pose. Bring the hands back down. Step back into high plank. And of your choice into upward facing dog. Wherever you are and your practice is perfect, just keep trying your best. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now raise the left leg up so you can get your foot up even higher. Drop your right heel down, if you can, right to the ground. And those of you who can bring the forehead to the ground as well. Stretch. Now look between your hands, lift the head up so you can bring your foot forward in its place. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Kapiyasana. This is Kali Mudra. The deity Kali, who represents fierceness and fearlessness and transformation. Embody that. Lift the chest, push your lower back up and in. And then from here, break the pose. Belly on your side, left side, the right foot comes in to meet the left. Uttanasana, pull your hands all the way up off your back as far as it will go. Forehead almost touching, forehead touching your shins or almost touching your shins. And then come right up to standing. Reach up and back. And then come back home, hands to heart. Next 4 that we'll do. No stopping from one to the, just go from one to the next. So this is with the jump backs. If you don't want to jump, you can just walk back. So it looks like this. You reach your arms up, arch back, come down, fold the body in half, plant your hands, bend your elbows as you're jumping back so you don't bring a big jarring movement. It's upward facing dog, then downward facing dog. Jump or walk your feet forward, reach up and go into the next one. So join me now. Come down, hands to the ground, back into chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward. Keep going. 3 more. Land with your body hovering about an inch in the ground. Let's do 1 more. I've lost count already. And we meet back in Pranayama. From here, from the heart, inhale, the love from the heart up to the crown. Hold the breath, imagine the love going out to all beings everywhere. Exhale back down to the heart. You may establish a divine, unconditional love for all beings. And release. Continue with some other poses now. Sequences of balance postures. So now I'm going to start off with left foot anchored down. Right foot comes up with tri-ballet pose. Take hold of heel, the right heel from the inside, thumb behind heel. Bring the leg and the arm out at the same time. If you can't open up your knee, unbend your leg, you can take your hand just to the knee, or you can see you can hold underneath the knee. Stand against a wall, or left hand on a wall if you need to. More flexible, bring the foot up higher. Lean to your left. Open up, exude the power and the magnificence and the grace of a dancer. Very flexible. You can take your foot with your left hand, push it up right beside your ear, and keep holding with the right hand, or take your arm out to the side. Good. Now from here, bring the foot into either a tree pose or a lotus. If you have a lotus, you can lean forward. If you're doing a lotus, wrap your right arm around the back. Use your left hand to guide the hand to the foot and come back up with Yana Mudra with your left hand. Or if you have a regular tree, just your arms can come up. Stand tall and steady like a tree, but be prepared to bow and to sway when the wind comes. You don't snap. Reach up. Good. Now from here, we're coming into balance pose, another one. So if you have a bind, you can keep your bind. Bring your left hand down to the ground. Come down and sit on your heel. Those you can, in this pose, you can take your left arm up. If you don't have your foot in lotus, just bring your foot like a number 4. Your foot, you slip out of your tree and bring across. And you bring your hands in front if you can, and sit on your heel. Okay, you're sitting with your heel against your sit bone, your right sit bone, and see if you take it in one hand, or maybe you both hands up off the ground eventually. Push the heel again into the side of it. Okay. And then press into your fingertips. If you can, come back up. If you need to, just bring your foot back to the ground and come up with both feet on the ground. Try it again with the other side, on the other side. Right foot anchored down. Take hold of the left heel. Take your leg out. Try to have your toes and fingers in the same line. Higher maybe, if you're more flexible. Wherever you are is perfect if you're trying your best. Looking up. Again, if you want to try the variation, take your left hand to heel, push it up. Your right hand comes to the front of the foot. Take hold of the toes and pull it right up. Now come into the tree. Either foot on the thigh or lotus, and then come up. As long as the foot's not against the knee, you can place it anywhere along the leg, even the toes on the ground if you're having trouble balancing. Remember, it's the effort that's most important, not the results. At some point, we'll have the opportunity to realize everything. So even not in this life, maybe not in this lifetime, but everything is coming. Now from here, you can either bring your foot across the front of the thigh, reach forward. If you need blocks, you bring your hands on the blocks. You can stay here, or you can come right down onto your heel. Your heel pushing against the inside of the left sit bone, and see if you can take your left hand up, maybe the right hand as well. Or if you have a bind, a lotus, you can do that as well. Keep the bind. You sit on your heel, you try to press your right fingers up off the ground. Release. Fingers get back onto the ground. Either bring your left leg down to the ground and come up, or come back up with one leg, on one leg. Release. Charge the body. Now turn the palms forward. Inhale, imagine the best of the best coming right through the skin, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, let go of all expectation. Continue to offer everything up. Share everything with everybody. Let's try another sequence. Come to the back of the mat. If you can, your hands join behind your back. Left foot forward. If too much, take your arms up to the side. Come forward. Let's start off with balancing T. Make your come up with your right leg. Make your body flat like you're lying on a table. Arms up to the side. It looks like a flying airplane. And if you want to go further, you bend your left knee, rest your belly on your thigh. Your foot comes higher than the hip, your head above the height of the knee. If your hands together, open up the palms, bend at the wrists, fall towards your toes. Make like you're diving down from a great height. Arch your back a little bit. Bring your shoulders back, the chin forward. Now bring both hands to the ground. Left hand comes to the foot. Bend your left. Keep your knee bent so you can keep your belly and your thigh together. If you're flexible, the right leg comes all the way up like a standing split. And then you move the right hand in closer and closer until the hand's right beside the foot. Maybe coming up one finger at a time until you're just on the index finger. And eventually maybe your index finger become pressing against the inside of the left heel. Gaze beyond your toes. Now, bring your right foot back down, your hands come back down, bend your knees, land your belly on your thighs, and step on your palms with your heels. Push your seat up. Again, try to get your heart below the knees. Stretch the back of the legs. And then roll your way back up. Try it on the other side now. Hands behind the back, or out to the side, airplane, or balancing T. The right foot forward, lean forward, belly on your thigh, and pick up your left leg. Once your left leg is up, straighten out your right leg. Try to have your foot, your hip, and the toes in the same line, like the letter T. You can stay there or bend your right knee. Then come down your head, so your head's about the height of the knee. Your foot comes higher, your left foot. Pull your hands up off your back. If your hands are out to the side, your palms are down. Like this is gliding eagles. Imagine you're soaring down from a great height. For this is toppling tree. Your hands come way up. And you arch your back if you can. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Toes are pointed on the left foot. Now release the hands down. If you have very tight hamstrings, you can also fold your left leg as your knee is coming up. Otherwise, you keep your right knee bent a little bit so your belly can stay with your thigh. And right hand comes to the ankle, the index finger along the outside of the heel. And you move your left hand in closer and closer until it's just beside your foot. So you can come off with one finger at a time until you just have one index finger. And then maybe bring your left hand on the foot as well. Gaze beyond your toes. Just beyond your toes. Hip is just in line with your knee. Good. And now bring your left foot back down. Step on your hands. Step on your hands with your heels. Push your seat up. Forehead to your shins if your legs are perfectly straight. Release. Roll your way up. Keep your head heavy. Turn the palms forward. Inhale again. Imagine the best coming right in through the skin, up the spine to the crown. Hold the breath for a moment, and then send it out to all beings everywhere, as well as within you. One more. So your left foot now forward, Abhijangrasana. If you need a block, you can place a block. You place your hand on a block, your left hand about 14 or 16 inches in front of the foot. Not too close. If it's too close, it's a little bit harder to open up, and it also harder to balance. Open up to the right. Bring your right leg up higher. Try to look at the hand above you. Now here, if you can take the foot. So bend your left knee, anchor the left foot down, bring your right knee right in towards your belly. Take hold of the lower leg, close to your ankle, and then push your foot all the way up and back. Make like you're doing a bow pose, pull the foot away from you. If you want, you can look down, take your left hand up off the ground, onto your heart. Maybe into the foot, pull the heel in towards the seat first and push the foot away from you. Arch the back. Now bring the left foot back down, onto the left hand on the ground, release the foot, right hand on the ground. So here, keep your right leg bent, flex your foot, push through with your toes, and now see if you can push up off the heel. So pushing through with your toes, lift the left heel up off the ground. Your hands are just in front of your foot, not too far away. If you do have them too far away, it's you have to jump more. So try to have your hands just in front of your toes. You can keep doing this if you want. Push into your hands and see if you can lift up off your left foot. So try a few times. If you want to use a wall, go ahead to a wall. Go over, you might land in Urdhva Dhanurasana. No big deal. Okay, so if you're coming to a wall or a chair, make sure you're close to the wall so that when your foot's on a wall, the foot should be about the height of the hip, or on a seat, and then from here, your legs should be bent so that you're not reaching for the wall, and eventually you can pull your toes away from the wall. Keep pushing through the feet, the base of the toes. And then coming back down. Roll your way up. Try it on the other side now. The right foot forward. Right hand down. Not too close to the foot again. Raise the left leg up. Open up to your left. You have to be enthusiastic and adventurous like a child. If you don't try anything in 20 years, as Dharmaji says, you'll still be in the same place. And then you might lose your enthusiasm. Keep on trying. And if you're strong adherent to ethical rules, you're offering everything up, you will always have lots of enthusiasm. Now from here, again, you can bend your right knee so you can anchor the right foot down, pull the left knee in towards the body, with knee to the belly, and take hold of the lower leg at the ankle, close the ankle and push the foot all the way up and back again. If you can't reach the foot, stay in your Adho Tandasana. Look forward if you want. Hold your breath, the right hip in line with your heel. Take the right hand to the heart, or take the foot with both hands. Push your foot away, straighten out the right leg, engage muscles below and above the knee. Now, release the foot, place your hands on either side of the right foot, just in front of your toes. And again, you can see you can push off with your toes, lift your heel up. Each time you push your heel up, you push down into the ground with your hands. Okay, and then if you want, you can take a few jumps or come to a wall, push through the base of the toes and the heel, and see if you can come up. Hold your breath, keep your arms strong and straight. You can go into full handstand, go ahead, arm legs straight. Keep your head down. It's easier to balance if your legs are split and close to your body. If your legs are higher, the forces are just sort of always throwing your legs around. So you want to keep your legs close to your body when you're first starting to practice this. Okay, so now let's come back down and take a moment here. Hang like a rag doll. Breathe in. Breathe out. Allow all the fatigue to fall out of the body. Keep your head heavy and roll your way up. Standing tall in Tadasana, come into the mountain consciousness. Tall, steady, quiet, and unshakable and immovable in your devotion to the practice to serve. So now bring your feet apart, jumping or walking, facing the long edge of the mat. Turn your left foot forward, Virabhadrasana. Sink down into your hip, come down nice and low. Look over the front hand and entering the consciousness of a warrior. Always steadfast in their duty, never hesitate to do their duty. From here, side angle. Depending where your hip is, if your hip is high, you can bring your left hand on your thigh, your right arm over the head. Try not to jut your hip up. Straight line from the foot all the way to the head. So sink your right hip a little bit. If you have more flexibility, left hand to the ground, right arm over the head. And if you want, you can take it behind. Your right arm comes behind your back on your thigh, roll the thigh outwards, or lower your left shoulder down below the line of the knee just a little bit. Left arm goes underneath the leg more easily. The right hand goes behind the back. Join your hands against the outside of the left thigh, right beside your seat. Now from here, we're going to bring your left hand down on the ground, on the outside of the foot if you can. And just rock back and forth. Push the back of the shoulder, the back knee against the front of the shoulder and vice versa. You can stay here, or you can and see if you can keep your heel up. Your arms can come out to the side like so, or even just one hand. You can bring your right knee down if you need to, and do it from here. You're more advanced, Visvamitasana. You wrap your left arm, your left leg around your left arm close to the shoulder. Push against the back of the knee, extend your left leg out, right arm up. If you know the full pose, take hold of the foot by the outside from the top of the foot and reach back. Break the pose, bring the left foot back down, move your left foot out to the edge of the mat and lower the knee down. So you can fall, if your hips are low enough, you can fall onto your right hip in the right form and roll back to your left. Try to get your chest on the ground. If your hips are down, the rest of the body will fall more easily. If you're not close to the ground with your hips, just stand your hands, but allow your hips to sink. Imagine your hips are made of lead. So sometimes you have to use your imagination to find the visualizations that will help you to go deeper into the pose. If your hips are on the ground, then maybe the pelvis, the belly, and the chest will follow. You bring your left hand on your foot, your arm will be resting just against the ankle. Be like a lizard just sunning itself on the ground. Fix your gaze, become one with the form. Come back onto the hands. Keep your hips where they are, close to front heel. Kapyasana again. Reach up and arch back. Lean away from the leg. Take your modifications as you need to. Again, with your hands on the seat or hands on the front knee. Lean away from the leg. If you know other variations, if you're flexible, you can take your hands back. See if you can find your foot. Or the swan. Turn to the right, take your foot to the crook of the arm, your fingers close to your ear, your fingers pointing straight up. Take your left hand on the beside your left side of the head. See if you can find the hands and push the foot away from your shoulder. Break the pose. Turn forward. Bring your left foot in. Bend the toes under the back foot, your head, shoulder, hip, and knee in the same line. Your left foot should be able to come up easily if it's well placed. Legs should look at the box. Prasarita Palatanasana. The right arm up, angle the toe and knee towards the right. Push it out of the way with your left hand to make more space for the arm to come all the way across the front. Try and get your armpit on the outside of the knee. Left hand pushes into your right. They start at the shoulders, but you don't stay there. Push the left hand down to the right. Same time, your body is coming up The belly over the side, the center of the chest moving behind your thumbs, and then the left shoulder goes back. You can take your back knee up off the ground if you want to take the bind. Turn a lot towards your left and see if you can get your elbow in space underneath your knee. Use your left hand to just wedge the hand underneath, right underneath the leg. Left arm goes over your back. Join your hands together. You can try it with your leg, your knee up off the ground. Sometimes it's easier because you have more space. Check it out, as Dharmaji says. With constant practice, angry determination, adherence to ethical rules, everything eventually becomes possible. Break the pose. Come back. Swivel on your feet, face long into the mat. Come all the way back up. So now, go to the right. So, you want to try to have your toes in the same line as your fingers. And when you go down, you'll be able to have the right alignment. Try to get your hip again in the same line as the knee. If you're more flexible, go a little bit deeper. Knee over the toes. Keep your arms at the same height. Be quiet and strong like the warrior. Now from here, the right arm on the thigh, left arm over the head for Paschimottanasana. Take the left shoulder back, drop it down, neck stays long, or with your hand on the ground. If you want to take a bind, go ahead. Left arm goes behind the back. So you drop your shoulder down, just low line of the knee. Your arm can go a little bit more easily behind your back. Your hand starts in the lower back, left hand over your back, join your hands, and then push against the back of the shoulder against the inside of the right knee. Take the left shoulder back. Now from here, release the pose. If you need to, you can turn forward, bring the left knee down. Lower your body down. Sometimes it helps come right in forearm if you can. Bring the right shoulder in behind the knee and push forward and back. Keep the front of the shoulder, back knee in strong contact. And this will help to find the balance. Eventually take your right, maybe one arm up, the right arm up, maybe both arms up. You can stay there, or right hand comes on the outside, stays on the right side of the foot. Spin towards the left foot flat on the ground, and see if you can wrap your right arm, leg around the arm, close to the shoulder. Otherwise it'll slip off. You have to push into the back of the knee to get your leg out to extend, or take your left hand to the foot if you have the flexibility, and take hold of the outer edge of the foot. Visvanuprasana. Break the pose. Bring the foot back down, turn forward, the right foot moves out to the edge of the mat. Slide back and forth. Then bring your knee down, flatten up the toes. If your hips again are low enough, fall to your left on your left forearm, then roll back to the right. Keep telescoping your head and chest forward. The more you lengthen, the more you come down. Rest in the pose. Look like a lizard just looking for food. Keep your eyes open and steady. Try not to blink, just like the lizard. Every chance you get, merge with the form. Go into your meditation. Become one with the form. Now come back onto the hands. Kapiyasana. Again. Keep your seat low. Reach up. And then go back. Lean away from the leg. Eventually make your body comes parallel to the ground. Shine your inner light. Take whatever variations you like. Keep your seat low. And bring your hands down behind your head. Your foot up. See if you find a foot. Lots of different ways. I'll stick your thumb to the back of the knee. Wrap your fingers around the outside of the knee and use that action. Push into your knee to get your leg to hinge a little bit more so you can get your foot closer to the head. You can take that or this one. foot right close, lean towards your foot, so your foot's close to shoulder, against the shoulder. Fingers come straight up towards the ear. And then you're doing your hands. Your knees a little bit offset from the right foot, so it's a little bit in front, so your foot comes a little bit more in front of the body. And push your foot away from your shoulder. Break the pose. Come forward. Push yourself into an upright position. Bring your right foot in. And the toes under the back foot. You can lift your right foot up. Parivrita Pashakanasana. Go to your left, right, with your left arm. Hands at the heart. And you can stay there, but make sure that the hands are more in front of the heart as opposed to the shoulder. You have to pull, get pushed downward, at the same time raise the belly up over the thighs so your chest comes to your thumbs. Roll all the way to the right so that your chest and face are turned up. If you like, take your right knee off, back knee up off the ground. And here, you have more space if you're trying to take the bind. Turn to your right a little bit more. And then your arm will go a little bit further underneath your leg. Arm comes across the belly, and then you can take your hands. Push through the back heel. Push you into your toes. Break the pose, come back. Into plank. Let's try Vatsisthasana. The right one first, left hand in front of your left of your nose. Go to the right. Make sure you're not dropping into your shoulder or sagging to the hips if this is starting to happen. Bring left knee down underneath your hip. So not so much like this. Come back to plank. Go on the other hand now. Just spin on your feet, your ankles stay crossed. Go to your left. Come back to plank. Lower your right knee down. Swing your foot out towards your left. Your left knee comes right behind your right knee. Your toes come out to the right. And you sit between your heels. If this is too much, you can't get both sides to seat down. You can just sit with your thighs together and just sit on your feet. Supta Gomukhasana is next. Okay, so whichever version you're doing, if you have your legs, your knees stacked, they don't have to be together, but the knees should be vertically on top of one another, your feet on either side of your body, your hips, not sitting on your feet. The right arm up, take your elbow with your left hand, push it all the way up and back behind your head. Bring your hand between your shoulder blades. Your arm is not out to the side. It should be your elbow, try to get it behind your head. And then if you can take your left arm up your back, join your hands together, pull on the hands. No straining, no going to a place of pain or suffering. Remember that all beings are experiencing this through you. Push your lower back up and in. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, pull your hands down without dropping your body back into your hips. Now release. Just bring hands down. If you're sitting on your heels, your knees together, just stay there. If you're in this pose, plant your fingertips down on either side of your knees. Lift your seat. And then walk towards your left. Your hands start to move in front of you as you spin on your feet. Stay in the same place. You're just swiveling on your feet until you're facing forward again. Then lower your seat back down. Your left leg should be on top now. Adjust so that your knees are together, are like one on top of the other. Left arm up. Anchor the arm in place with the back of your head. Again, if you take a bind, go ahead. Pull hands further down your back. look up. Push into the back of the heart like you're offering up from underneath. You're presenting it like a divine gift, your love. We are down on this earth. Our mission is to serve with divine love. That means serving without any expectation, and it comes from a place of complete selflessness. Now break the pose, release, shake out the shoulders. One more round of Vasisthasana. If you want a variation this time of your choice. If you are on your knee, you can just stay on your knee but raise your right leg up. If you want, you can take hold of the foot. Pull the knee in towards your belly first. Do this one. Take hold of the ankle and then pull it all the way up and back. If you're doing your pose from the regular version, you can stay there, or you can eventually bring your right leg up, float it, bring on the left thigh, or plant the foot down on the inside of the left knee. Toes turn as well, so your toes are in the same line as the rest of your leg. Push your hip all the way up. See if you can take the right foot up off the ground. If you can take it up, easily take hold of the knee, or slide your hand up the shin, the inside of the shin, and take the foot. Go ahead now, standing on your left hand. Good. Now, come back to plank. Go on the other hand now. Stand on your right hand, go to turn to your left. And again, any variation, which includes staying there. Or take your left leg up. Take it onto your thigh. Push your hip all the way up, even here. And then bring your left foot down on the inside of the knee. To the left of the right leg. Make sure the inside edge of the right foot is down. Otherwise it's hard to bounce and it'll sink your hip. You want to keep your hips nice and high. So you can take eventually your knee more easily. And then the foot. Break the pose. Come back into your plank and then downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink the heart towards the ground, melted in every sense. And then bring the feet to your hands. Coming into a squat. Push your thighs outwards with the backs of your arms, your hands come, your wrists come in line with your elbows. Kakasana, or if you have a Bakasana, you can do Bakasana, but I'll start by demonstrating. If you want to do Bakasana, you know it, go ahead, don't have to wait. Otherwise, plant your hands down, plant your feet, your knees, your arms stay bent. You lift your heels. Keep pushing your backs, your arms against the backs, inside your thighs. Keep your head up when you're starting. Keep pressing the shoulders against your knees, as much contact between the backs, insides of the thighs, backs of your arms. And see if you can pull your toes away from the ground, even just one toe at a time. Eventually, when you tilt forward a little bit more, not too much, keep your head, chin up a little bit, you'll be able to find a balance. Keep your body eventually level to the ground. Those who can bring your forehead down to the ground. I think I can move back. So lean forward, bring your forehead on the ground on your hairline, and come up in teddy bear. Those who want can right up into a headstand. Don't stay there for too long. Just for 5 seconds, and then come right back down. See if you can land your legs back on the arms. Bend your toes, flex your feet, push into your hands, hold your breath, and see if you can lift your head up off the ground. And then come back down. So, now it is time for headstand, holding the pose longer this time. The king of the poses. If you need a wall, come to a wall. If you know what you're doing, go ahead into it. So if you're doing it on the wall, bring your feet to the base of the chair or a wall. You lower your seat on your heels so you're close to the wall. Your seat is almost against the wall. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. You can take hold of your outside of the arms easily. And then you don't move your elbows. You just bring your hands forward, interlace them, and you bring your head in front of your hands, so your hands are forming like a cushion. Your head is not resting on your hands, so just in front. Bring one foot on a chair, or if you're on a wall, you look at the wall and bring the foot, the heel about the height of the hip, and bring one foot all the way back. Behind you, keep your legs bent. The foot that's on the wall or on a chair, that leg should be very bent, so that when you take your toes up off the wall, it's you'll be able to come off the wall more easily. If you're reaching for the wall, you're always going to be you won't be able to get off the wall more as easily. So bend your toes back and see if you can find a balance. Keep your legs bent and close to your body. The more compact your body is, the more easy it is to balance. Once you're in a pose, leave the body alone. Those of you who are up already in headstand and want to do a lotus, a full lotus, not just a half one, make sure you can do a full lotus. This makes the mind more one-pointed. Now stay in the pose, leave the body alone. Bring the attention within. Those of you who want for some time can try other variations. You can stay on one arm, for instance. Take one hand in front in tripod, or bring one arm alternatively, bring one arm beside your head. You're resting on your forearm. You're pushing your head against the wrist, and so you can come off one finger at a time until you're just on one finger. It's easier here to split your legs. So one foot in front, one leg in back. Your feet close to your seat. Lean your head into the arm that's supporting you, and see if you can take your finger up off the ground, even if it's just for a second. Push through the back foot. Try for another minute. Anything you want that's not quite there yet. One hand, you can take both hands and tripod. Make your fingers go far away, like your head and your hands form quite a big triangle. The hands quite a distance away from you. The fingers facing away, equal distance apart. So you can come off one finger at a time until you're just on again. The index finger, the very fingernail of just each finger. Now, slowly with control, come down. Split your legs if you like, or hinge at the hips, depending where you're at. Come to tuck, lower back down. Child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Even here, you're offering up the benefits of this pose. Your arms in front, slide between your hands into your cobra. Take your head all the way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And jump your feet to your hands. Come into Utkatasana. Shoulders back, feet underneath your shoulders. Lift your heels as much as you can. Maybe separate your feet a little bit. Push your toes up. Push into your toes, bring your heels up as high as you can, please. As you come down further, your feet about the height of the knees, your heels can come up even higher. Really push into your toes. Stay there, stay steady. Even though the legs are shaking, be unaffected, unconcerned. Now lower your seat slowly, softly behind your heels. And then smooth movement. Start to bring your legs behind your head. Bring your hands to your back to make the transition more smoothly. Your knees come onto your shoulders. Your seat either can stay behind your shoulders depending
on your abilities, or your seat comes right over your shoulders. Now you can stay there or bring your arms a little bit closer to one another, joining your hands together, and move your arms all the way back so you can't see them from in front. Your elbows come close together, bring your hands on your back, come up into shoulder stand, maybe one leg at a time. Toes reaching up towards the ceiling. Toes eventually in line with your chin. You can stay there so you can get a little bit higher. Push, squeeze your hands down so your heels are closer to your upper back. And if you have a lotus, do it now. Also, if you have lotus, you can bring your hands onto your thighs. Try to get your knees so they're higher than the hips. Shouldn't look like flat pose, should look more like a shoulder stand. Leave the body alone. Meditate on the space between your eyebrows. Imagine you see an Om symbol there, however way you want to picture it. A golden Om, or one that's made of diamond, shimmering with all the lights, the colors. Imagine you can hear the sound of Om as well, resonant and deep, containing all the sounds and tones of the universe. Feel it resonating deep within. Without losing your focus, making your way into plow pose. If your legs are straight, if you have a lotus, you can keep the lotus. Go into Pindasana. If you can wrap your arms around your legs, go ahead. You join your hands underneath your seats. Your knees on your shoulders. Those of you who are coming into plow pose, you can keep your legs straight, your feet all the way back behind your head as far as possible. Or drop your thighs against your belly, your knees on either side of the head. Shadow out all the distractions coming through the eyes and ears. Go within, even further beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. These are not you. Now, those of you who can, if you like, move your feet over towards your left. Try to get your left knee on the outside left shoulder. Your right knee comes down. You can use your right hand, push beside your right side head if you need to. Push off the left shoulder, off the head, and roll right up into camel. If you know that one, go ahead. Otherwise, you stay in plow pose, or you bring your knees just on the outside of the shoulder and stay there. Good. You don't stay in camel. You just come back as soon as you come into the pose. Land your left shoulder inside your left knee. Come into like a half hare pose. Push off the left shoulder, push your left shoulder, left side of the head, and come back to plow pose. And go to the other side immediately. The feet come over to the right. You land your right knee right on the outside of the right shoulder. Use your left hand if you need to help you beside your left side of the head. And again, you uncoil, you coming up into camel. Or you stay in your twist, your knees on the outside, lower right shoulder. Come back right away. Most of the time, you're in plow pose, as Dharma says. Right shoulder lands right in front of your right knee. Push off your right shoulder, push into the back of the right side of the head. Come right back into plow pose. Now from here, bring your hands behind your back, palms down, and slowly come down. Your ascent should be controlled, no big crash landings. And once your seat lands on your hands, the palms are down, lower down the legs until you're halfway and then stop there. Lift your back up off the ground, push your elbows in a little bit closer towards one another,
Keep your legs charged. Push your chest up if you can. The top head comes down. If you can't keep your legs up, bring your legs all the way down. Concentrate on the base of the throat, fish pose. Breathe very fast now. Through the nose. Keep your head where it is. If you know Urdhva Dhanurasana, that's next. Otherwise, you do bridge pose. If you do Urdhva Dhanurasana, your feet come right from your seat, edges of feet in line with your hips. Fingertips behind your head, equidistant. And then lift your seat up. Bring your head closer in and turn your hands around. Fingers and nails facing a little bit to the outside, but heels towards the palm towards the heels. If you can, lift your head up off the ground. Lift up and stretch the whole front of the body. Bring your chest forward, come up off your heels. If you're bridge pose, the backs of the arms are on the ground. The back of the head stays on the ground. Lift your chest up as high as you can. So for bridge pose, you just lift your seat up and try to make sure, if your knees you feel are over your toes, you want to push into the tops of shoulders. Try to get your chest close to your chin so that your shins are eventually vertical. Your backs, your knees, and your heels in the same line. Okay, stay in upward facing dog, not upward facing bull for a bit longer if you can. Advanced practitioners, if you like, you can raise left leg up, right heel on the ground. You can even come off all but the index finger of the right hand. You have to really push in your left hand. If you want, you can try to take your right hand up off the mat eventually. Bring it on your right side. And of course you do it on the other side. Oh, you can always stay with both feet on the ground. Your right leg comes up. Come off all but just the index finger of the left hand. Keep pushing to the right hand. Keep the right arm straight as possible. Hold your breath so you can take your left hand up off the ground. All for professionals, as Dharmaji says. Know your limitations, know your practice. Bring your right foot back down, lower your back down onto the ground. Relax for a couple of breaths. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you fade to let go of all fatigue. Now from here, you bring the right leg up. You can slide the left foot in if you need to. If you have tight hamstrings, your left foot comes a little bit closer. Your foot flat on the ground, however. And for the right leg, you take hold of the ankle, bring your right knee on the shoulder, and pull on the foot. Try to get your leg closer to your head. Straight leg. Then you can extend your left leg. If you're very flexible, you might be able to get your foot right to the ground beside you, beside your head, your knee, and the armpits. And bend the right knee, half happy baby pose. You can stay here or bring your leg, your shin across the chest, take your foot in your left hand or bring it to the crook of the left arm, and just hug your leg to your chest. If you're flexible, your heel will come in the same line as your knee. You can push a little bit the foot towards the left, just to work the glutes a little bit. And eventually, you're very flexible, come back into half baby pose, but bring your right arm in front of your leg. So it will look like this. Your back of the shoulder, back to the arm on the back of the knee, and eventually you might be able to lift your back up off the ground, tuck your chin in, pull the foot towards the left, and bring your foot behind your head. So this, of course, I'm doing on the ground, but you have to lift your shoulders up. Okay, so just like that. It helps to bring your left knee in a little bit as well. Pull your knee in and wiggle. You have to push into the back of the knee, try to get your right knee close to your right ear. And then you can extend your left leg up again. Break the pose. Do the other side now. So bring the right leg up. The left leg up, sorry, the right foot can slide in. Take your knee onto the shoulder, start the leg starts bent. Take hold of the ankle and pull the foot towards the head. Pulse a little bit, try to get your foot closer with each pulse, with each bounce. Eventually you might be able to straighten out the right leg all the way. You might even, if you're very flexible, be able to get your left foot to the ground beside your head. Then half happy baby pose. Your left shin, trying to get your left thigh, try to get on the ground. Your left shin is vertical. And you can stay there or take your foot in the right hand, bring the leg across the chest. Try to interlace your fingers in front of your shin. Your left elbow comes just a little bit underneath the left knee. Your left elbow, I should say. And then you try to hug your shin to your chest. Push your foot towards the right more. Then eventually come back to half happy baby pose. You can come to the regular one or take your left arm across the front, across the back of the leg, I guess. The back of the left shoulder against the back of the knee. Slide your right foot in, bring the knee right into your chest. Your left hand comes beside your hip. You lift your shoulders up off the mat. You have to push your foot further back behind you. Pull on the foot. Your shoulders come up off the mat, and then see if you can get your head in front of your foot. Not important if you can't do this pose. All these fancy poses have nothing to do with self-realization. The important thing is to offer up the intention and offer up your best effort. And try to merge with the form wherever you are in that form. Break the pose. From here, again, rest, charge the body, take a deep breath in, breathe in the best into the body. Exhale, relax everything. Go up to seated position. From here, cross your ankles. Come onto your forearms. Raise your right leg up. Stretch. See if you can imagine your leg is at the tail of the tiger, the baby tiger pose here. Push your chest forward away from your seat, try to create as much length in your lower back as possible. Now from here you can bend your right knee and take hold of your foot with your left hand. Push it all the way up. You can alternatively do it on your hands. Your left hand goes underneath your shoulders and it goes under the left foot. Sometimes helps balance. You're very flexible. You can see if you can bring your foot in, your elbow, your foot will be outside edge of the foot, your thumb into the toes. Bring the elbow up at the same length as shoulders and bring your foot up. So if you have that flexibility in the shoulder, go ahead. Pose. Try it on the other side. Start on the forearms and stay on the forearms the whole time if you like. Left leg comes up, stretch, push your chest forward, look like a proud tiger, baby tiger. You can stay here or bend your knee, bend your toes under the right foot, take hold of the foot with the right hand, keep gazing forward, push your foot far away from you. Want to do it on your hand. The hands underneath your shoulder. Push your foot up again, away from you, or again, you take your spine the other way with your full pose. Try to get your foot as high as possible so your elbows higher than the shoulder. Your thumb pressing to the base of the toes, other fingers on the outside of the foot, close to the toes, and then bring the foot up. Stretch up. Pose. Come back down. Your feet in front.
Just keep both feet extended. Left hand on the outside of the right shin, right hand down the center of the back. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right. If your heels start to separate from one another, try to push the foot that's lagging forward so the heels come together. Keep your chest up, your chest wide, your shoulders go back. Chin over the back shoulder eventually. Come back to the center, left hand behind your back. Center of the back, right hand the outside of the left shin. Push your lower back up and in. Turn to your left, chest wide open. And then release. Lie down on your back for Shavasana. So just a quick Shavasana here, so I can close the practice, but you can do more Shavasana once I close the practice if you like. But for the time being, just lie on your back. Relax everything. Let go of all tension, let go of all efforts. Make yourself receptive to receiving all now. The fruits of the practice come. Accept them with gratitude. And everything that comes to you, direct it all to the spiritual heart as a divine offering to God who resides there. And since God is equally present in all forms, everything that you bring to God goes to all beings. Think of yourself as a channel, a conduit to share the knowledge, this precious knowledge of what the true self is, the knowledge of the laws of karma. For every action there's a consequence. The laws of the knowledge of the ethical rules. Comporting oneself in a way that doesn't bring about pain and suffering. And when you can do that, then the laws of karma work in your favor. You attract good circumstances, good outcomes. Any knowledge, that knowledge is important to share so that you can help others break the patterns that cause pain and suffering for themselves, for others. We want to try to raise a consciousness as we go further. Now, prepare to come back to seated position in acknowledgement of that mission to continue to share in a positive way, in a loving and compassionate way. And close the practice with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Much love. See you soon.